In the massive Pentagon intelligence leak case, prosecutors revealing overnight they are going to ask the judge later today to deny bail to alleged leaker Jack Teixeira at that hearing. And they're citing new evidence, a lot of new evidence, as to why they say he is a national security and a public safety threat if they let him out on bail, including these photos of guns and ammo at his home that they discovered, online indications he wanted to carry out a mass shooting. And joining me now, NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian and former National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes. Welcome to both of you. So Ken, it's very explicit in this document that the prosecutors filed. Repeated, online searches about Uvalde, Monterey Park, recent and former shootings, past history of shootings, as well as that he smashed his devices, his computer, and put him in the trash heap.
It really does change, I think, the way we look at this case and this defendant. And first of all, they say, as you rightly pointed out, that he has more classified information than we have seen in public, and that is very alarming to them. And they're concerned that if he's released, that he is recruitable by a foreign adversary who would have every incentive to spirit him out of the country. Now, presumably the FBI wouldn't let that happen, but that's a real risk. That's why they're arguing to keep him.
And they say that he could have a foreign power help him get out.
Exactly.
That sounds as though they're talking about Russia.
Sure, absolutely. And then they also present a lot of new evidence about his state of mind. And as you said, he seems to fit the profile almost of someone who could have carried out a mass shooting. He was searching on classified databases for information about Uvalde and the Buffalo Supermarket Massacre and the Las Vegas Massacre. He had guns in his house, many guns. He had posts that were so concerning that the local police initially denied him a gun permit. And yet somehow he got a top secret clearance after that. And as you said, they say he destroyed evidence. They found remnants of devices smashed in a dumpster. You're looking at his bedroom there, which was replete with camouflage and netting and full of weapons. So a really disturbing picture. Now, the defense is pushing back on this, and they actually say, I was surprised by this, that the probation department recommended that he be released. So we'll see in about 20 minutes from now exactly what happens.
Wow. And as well, the Pentagon, Ben Rhodes, has suspended, temporarily at least, 2 of the commanders of that intelligence wing because they're raising serious questions. Congress is certainly, both parties, about the screening and how they handled things and why they weren't tracking all these downloaded documents.
Andrea, this is astonishing to me. I mean, it's gobsmacking to me that this kid had a security clearance. I accept the premise that there are a lot of people in the U.S. government that have a need to know classified information. It never would have struck me that a 21-year-old who has said such crazy things in public that he's denied a gun permit, which is a hard thing to get denied in this country, is just handed access to classified information like this. There's a rigorous process, and they'll scrutinize your background, and they want to know if you've ever tried marijuana. But apparently, this kid could get this kind of access because, despite having views that he's posting online that are deeply troubling. I think it raises huge questions about what kind of due diligence is done down the chain of command inside of the military, inside of intelligence agencies about security clearances. Because there's a ton of scrutiny of political appointees coming in and getting security clearances, but this person was accessing the same stuff that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States military was accessing. So I think that's a real issue that Congress should be focused on. The leadership of the military and the intelligence community needs to be focused on, because this individual clearly should not have had access to this kind of information.